computer. Hello, welcome to the Collaboration Hub Tour. So for the next 15 minutes or so, I'm going to show you a few slides to kind of describe what the Collaboration Hub is, and then I'm going to take you over to the actual Collaboration Hub, and we'll kind of go from screen to screen, and I'll show you how to navigate each of the pieces of the hub. So the first thing to know is that there are two collaboration hubs. There's ridd.org and an riswi.org, and neither of these hubs are websites. They're actually online platforms. Their purpose is to encourage collaboration. Both of the hubs are in a test phase right now. We launched them on February 1st, and we have some survey links for people to use to give us feedback in the month of February and March. And then we will use that feedback to make changes to the site so that it works better for people, so that we can then continue to move forward on using the hubs April forward. So this particular screen is a focus on the RIDDD hub. This is for the Rhode Island Division of Developmental Disabilities. Right now, you'll notice there are just two core tabs. There's a community calendar and a state workforce initiative tab. If you click on the state workforce initiative tab, it's going to take you to the other collaboration hub. This particular site is not yet built out. There's a survey link that does exist on the site asking people to give thoughts on what they think should be included in this particular hub. So this hub will be built out probably in the summer, fall timeframe. So it's just an area for us to just kind of gather feedback at this moment. And this is where you'll find the link. You'll find it directly on the hub, and I'll show you in a minute where to find that. But basically, we're just after what you like and don't like, what you'd like to see included, and how you would like to see the space used to help you to do your job. And then for the RISWI Hub, this is basically the Rhode Island State Workforce Initiative site. It has a public side and a private side. On this screen, you're seeing a picture of the public side. What that means is you can access these tabs without logging in. If you want to see the private side, you do have to register and log in, and you have to be one of the members of that particular group to join that particular tab. So right now in the public side, there's a Stay Informed tab, Stay Engaged, a Workforce Resource Hub, how to become a DSP, and then the link back to the RIDDD page that I was just talking to you about a minute ago. The private side, when you log in, 3 more tabs show up. There's a State Workforce Initiative Workgroup tab, an Advisory Group tab, and a DSP huddle. And I'll show you those spaces in a few moments. For this particular site, we're also asking for public feedback. So there is a feedback survey that's loaded into the system or into the website and Collaboration Hub in more than one place. And so we're asking you to kind of navigate the hub in February, March, let us know what you like, don't like, what you think is missing, and how you would like to use this space to help you. So feel free to give us feedback on the RISWI private and public sides. So in a minute, I'm going to walk you through the features of the hub, and I wanted to share just a few key points just to kind of keep in mind as we're walking through. Each hub is moderated, both RIDDD and RISWI. What that means is if you want to post something, someone behind the scenes is going to take a look before it actually gets posted to make sure that we have posts and messages and materials that are uploaded that meet community guidelines. The profile can be individualized, and I'll show you that in a moment. And as I mentioned, there's public spaces. You do not have to register for the public spaces. You can access those without any issues. You just type in riswi.org and those spaces will open up. But if you want to access private spaces, you do have to register and be a member of the particular area. And I'll come back to this slide in a moment after I show you the site. So what you see here is the Rhode Island State Workforce Initiative site. This is the public side. You'll notice a login up here. So I'm going to walk you through the public side first. So on the main page, you'll have an intro. In this intro, we talk about the importance of the State Workforce Initiative, why it matters. We navigate you to the calendar so you can get involved. If you have a need for a job, you're a DSP, or you're interested in a job as a DSP, then a place to go for the openings there. And then for the broader EOHHS effort around Caring Careers Rhode Island, we give you the link to the broader workforce effort in the state. And then if any time you need to translate this page into another language, we guide you on how to translate the pages, any page that you happen to be on the website, into another language. Under the Stay Informed tab, this is where you can find the latest information on the workforce effort. So if you click on this tab here, you'll notice we have loaded in here some basic information on the transformation funds, accomplishments to date, at least as of January 23, a crosswalk of Rhode Island workforce initiatives against national strategies, and frequently asked questions. You can also find on the Stay Informed page announcements. If you click here, you'll find the latest information on what to expect that are coming up. So today we're talking about the Hub Tour. There's also a 2023 self-direction virtual series that's coming, and the April 1st Career Day that is happening with Health and Human Services. You can also click on this link for monitoring workforce outcomes. This is where you'll find the draft logic models. This is an example of the simplified version. If you want to open it, you just click on it and it will open up the PowerPoint of the logic model. So then you can take a look, see what you think, and then you can give your feedback by posting a comment here. So that allows you to kind of take a look at any documents and then also post replies to what you think of those documents. You can also click on public feedback requested, and here's where the survey is located that I mentioned earlier. We'd love it if you would navigate the site, click the link here, and it takes you to the survey. Let us know what you think about the survey, about the hub in general, or about a specific content or area, or something else you might want to share with us related to the workforce initiative. Feel free to use this survey to give us feedback. And you will find this link in more than one place, and I'll try to point that out to you. So that is what's contained in the Stay Informed section. There's also a Have Questions or Ideas place. If you have a question or an idea, you can certainly post it here. You just create a post and it allows you to kind of go in. And in a minute, I'll show you this so that I can show you how to put a post in. All right, so then under Stay Engaged, the second section, this is as the words imply. It's a way for you to get engaged in the state workforce initiative. So you could click on how to engage. You can join the workforce initiative or join an advisory group, and these documents or these links take you to documents that describe how you can get engaged in the effort. So this is an example. You can also stay engaged by joining upcoming events. We will continue to build out events on this site. So today is the Rhode Island Collaboration Hub Tour. As I mentioned earlier, you can join the Provider-Directed Services webinar on person-centered methods, the self-direction conference. And so you'll notice it has events going out into April, May. And then also, if you missed an event and you're really interested in understanding or knowing what happened, then you can go to the past materials and you'll see that we had an event with Heather, and she spoke about the transformation funds. And then Rob also shared what's happening with DLT workforce initiatives. So and then you can also go to the January and December summit findings and find out or look at the PowerPoint and these materials that were posted as a result of those events. And then again, you can let us know what you think. So it's the same feedback tool that I shared with you a minute ago. It takes you to the survey. So that's what's on the Stay Engaged page. If you go to the DSP Workforce Resource Hub, you think about it as a library. It contains national, state, and other resources that might be helpful in the workforce initiative. The first item is what we call the Rhode Island Anchor. These are documents that are a couple pages long that just highlight the particular area of interest within the workforce arena. So for example, if you wanted to know how do I understand what job descriptions are or what best practices are around job descriptions, you could go to this anchor document, and it's a very, very high level 2-page overview of job descriptions. Not a lot here, but it gives you an overview and then gives you additional resources to go for more information. And we'll continue to post Rhode Island Anchor topics in this section. So just keep watching for it, and we'll continue to add them as we go along. Also in this section, you'll find workforce work group materials. As each of the work groups complete their work and they develop materials, they'll get posted here in their final form. So an example would be standards credentialing. There are now core competencies. There's a guide in Spanish and English, and then the public comments from the competencies that were posted back in the fall of 2022. So you can keep an eye out on these work group materials to see kind of the progress made through those work groups. You can also go to general workforce resources for employers or for current and future DSPs, or you can look at topical workforce resources. So if you're interested in standards and credentialing, you could just click on it and you'll see that there are national and other state and other Rhode Island specific documents that are posted in this library around standards and credentialing. There are different ways that you can do a search for materials in the hub, not just within the Resource Center, but across the hub. You can either type a word in here in the search function, and it'll pop up all the materials in the hub related to training, as an example. Or you can use the tags that are toward the bottom here. So if I want to look at training, I can click on the tags, and it'll pull up again all the materials in the hub related to training. So those are quick and easy ways to do some searching. The next item is the becoming a DSP. So if you are interested in being a DSP and you're not one yet, then you can go to this part of the site and get an idea of what a job is like as a DSP. You can learn about it, you can grow your career, and you can see some testimonials that other DSPs have shared. So an example would be I can go here, and if I go to getting a job as a DSP, I can learn about job fairs that are coming up and what a DSP is and how to get hired. Also on this page, if I'm interested, I can also go in and say, okay, I want to find a DSP job or internship. So I can click on this link and I can search the service providers. These are service providers across Rhode Island that are looking for DSPs. And so you can click on their link and go to their site and look for jobs. So this is an example of one. I guess it has a special secure email. You can also look on general job boards, Skills for Rhode Island's Future, or Handshake, or Simply Hired, or the common job boards that exist for other jobs. You can specifically search for DSP. Also on becoming a DSP, there is a space to grow your career. So if you're already a DSP or maybe you're becoming a DSP, you can use this site as it gets built out. It will include ways that you can grow your career, opportunities for you to attend training, and then a place for you to talk to other DSPs so that you can share with one another what's working, not working, and problem solve, and just have a support network. And again, like all the other pages, give us feedback on the tab. It uses the same survey link here. So you could let us know whether you think we're sharing all the right information we should on becoming a DSP. Feel free to let us know that. Also on this public side, if you want to go to the other collaboration hub, you would click this link here. And this would take you to the other page that I was telling you about that we are still building out, that will likely get built out in the summer and fall of this year. So what we're interested in knowing is what you think should go onto the page. So you can let us know what you think by just clicking here and typing in what you think should go onto the page, and then this page will get built out further. And then you can navigate back to the State Workforce Initiative by clicking the link up here. So that is the public side of the Workforce Initiative page. So now what I'd like to do is show you the private side. So what I have to do is I have to register and log in. So I'm going to put in my login to show you. Once I log in, you'll notice these three tabs show up. All the other tabs that are public are still there, but we end up with a few extra tabs. Because I'm a member of these three private spaces, when I log in, I have access to them. If I'm only a member of one of them, then I'm only going to have access to the one. So it is possible that if you're a member of the Workforce Initiative Work Group, you may not be a member of the advisory group, which means you won't see the advisory group tab. It's limited to only those that are invited members. So at this present time, I'm showing you that I have access to all three private spaces. So if I go to the State Workforce Initiative Work Group space, this is where you're going to find the work group meeting schedule. You're going to find the coordinating council, their member list, their meeting materials, their monthly reports, and their notes. And each of the work groups have their own space, and each of those spaces include member list, meeting notes, and materials that work group is focused on. And they're all right here in this section. So this particular private space is considered a working space for those work group members to kind of share with one another, talk with one another, and make forward progress on their goals. The advisory group space is for members of the advisory group. Members of the advisory group are people who self-direct, people who receive agency supports, or DSPs. So if you're a member of the advisory group, then you're invited to attend the advisory group events, which will happen every quarter. And our first meeting is actually coming up on March 15th, tomorrow. You'll find the advisory group charters here in terms of what is the role of the advisory groups and what will they be doing to support workforce efforts. And you'll find materials from past advisory group calls here. And again, like all the other tabs, we have a spot for you to leave feedback on the space. So as the advisory group is formed, they may move things around on this space, and that's fine because this space is for them and we can easily add pieces or take pieces away. The other private space is the DSP huddle. This is meant to be a space for DSPs to support one another, to have conversation with one another, to have like virtual social events if they'd like. So there's a spot on the space for events to be posted, for resources that they want to share with one another to be added, and for them to have a roundtable discussion around particular topics as they wish. This space does have community guidelines, so we'll be following some rules and it will be moderated. So at no time will DSPs share anything negative about who they might work with, talk personally about people they work with. It's meant to be purely objective, transparent, and above board. And so there will be a lot of community guidelines and used in this particular huddle space, but it's intended to really give DSPs an opportunity to kind of have support from one another and talk to one another. So as with all the other sites, we have a spot for people to leave us feedback so that we can continue to adjust and make the site work better for people. So now that I'm logged in, I'm going to show you that you can create a post. So you just click on the button, you type in what you want it to be. I could say test, I could put a description, and then I can post it. And when I do that, it's going to put it into the space. The other thing I want to show you before I go off this page is you'll notice that I have my profile picture here. So as you get registered in the site, you can add a profile. So if your interest is only in the public side, then you're not able to add this profile. You have to register and become kind of a member, and then you're able to go into the profile and edit it. So you just click on it. You can put in your name, a tagline, your location, put a little information about yourself. If you have a social media profile, LinkedIn or Instagram, whatever you might want to share, you can post it here, and then you save and it'll show here. So every time you post something on the site, it's going to show your picture and your information so that people know about you. Because again, as I mentioned at the very beginning, the Collaboration Hub is not really a website, although it looks like a website. It's more of a space for people to talk with one another and to engage in conversation and in active progress movement on items of interest. So with that, what I'm going to do is turn myself back to the slide deck real quick so I can show you again the links. So just as a final reminder, let us know what you think by the end of February, March. You can use these links here. This one takes you to the RIDDD page, which is the one that's getting built out in summer and fall. And this one takes you to the Workforce Initiative page that I was just talking to you about. At any time, feel free to put comments in or reach out to us at ri.workforce@sagesquirrel.com. Thank you so much for joining.